no. Cameron Brink is engaged.
No.
Alex, it's over. Cameron Brink is engaged.
What is going on, Houston? This is Jet Boyer here on Athletically Declined. We want to give a special shout out to our sponsors of the stream, our boys at Sold Out here in League City, Texas. Also, want to give a special shout out to the best gym in the Friendswood League City area, The Sanctuary. If you guys are looking to achieve your fitness goals this year, look no further than The Sanctuary. Also, too, special shout out to Throat Apparel, Tilt. Guys, fit us out. They have got the best shirts here in the local Houston area. You guys want to check them out. All the links are on our website at hlx.com/athletically declined. Appreciate you guys. Well, now that Spencer's lost all hope of marriage to make super babies with Cameron Brink.
Oh, I love Cameron Brink so much, man.
We're going to talk about the Houston Rockets basketball, not the Los Angeles Sparks. In Ime Udoka we trust this season. Spencer opening the regular season this year at home against the Charlotte Hornets. Should be a pretty, I'm confident at this point it being a win, but let's talk about this team.
Yeah.
What does this team look like? What do you think our starting lineup, Ime, is going to march out there?
That is, it's so exciting that is a tough question to answer. Mm-hmm. You have a lot of different options. I think, obviously, let's put the obvious candidates out there. We know the starting lineup's at least going to consist of Alperen Sengun at the 5,
correct,
Jalen Green at the 2, Fred VanVleet at the 1. The 3 and the 4 are up in the air. I think Jabari Smith's going to be your 4. I think that's pretty safe, but that 3 spot's going to be very interesting. Dylan Brooks is the vet, but Amen Thompson deserves some play. He played very, very good from the wing spot at the end of last year. Yep. You've got Tari Eason, full year of health. Can we please keep Tari healthy? They have some options at the 3. Ultimately, I think it will be Dylan Brooks again just because he's the vet. It makes sense to give him the first go at things, but don't be shocked if by the end of the year we see a lineup with Amen Thompson as the starter there.
What do you think about a lineup by the end of the year that incorporates a little Cam Whitmore?
I wouldn't mind seeing that either. I think Cam Whitmore is going to just erupt as a 6th man for this team. I think he is he's the perfect archetype for it. He's instant scoring opportunity off the bench, and I think that a second year, he was only 19 in the season last year. Most guys are drafted 19 and they turn 20. No, he was 19 last year. He's super young. All of our guys are super young. My expectations for this team, a team that went 41 and 41 a year ago, I think now they have playoff aspirations. Media day has started. You got guys like Jalen Green talking about there's no reason why we shouldn't be in the playoffs this year. That's got to be the goal. I don't want to get ahead of myself because there is a lot of competition in the West.
West is tough this year.
As always. But I think the Rockets are going to be the 9th seed, and they will be in the play-in. And I'm not going to give you a prediction on how they do in the play-in because those are single games. But I do think the Rockets make the play-in this year, and I'm going to give them 45 wins. 45 and 37, they will be in the playoffs.
I'm going to take a
step in the play-in.
I'm going to take a step further. I think this team can win 50 games.
Oh, wow.
But the reason why I think they win 50 games is I think they're going to make the addition that we want.
Really?
I think that they are going to make the deadline deal for a veteran star that we want. And I think that, I really think it's going to be Jimmy Buckets.
Things would have to go real bad in Miami for that to happen. But, hey, we've both been trying to speak this into existence for a while. I wouldn't be surprised. Now, so I recently got NBA 2K, and actually, shout out to the Houston Rockets. I won a giveaway on the Houston Rockets Instagram channel, so shout out to them. But they gave me a free copy of NBA 2K, and I'm the type of 2K player, whenever I play 2K, I'm not doing the neighborhood. I'm not doing my career. I'm a franchise guy. I'm that way in all my sports video games. I like taking the reins of the team and building a contender. And when I did that with the Rockets, I've done this 2 different franchises, and each time I made a trade for a young player, and I really liked what happened as a result.
Ooh, who did you get?
I've been trading for, you mentioned the Hornets, LaMelo Ball.
Interesting.
And I don't know why, and this is just a random stupid Rockets take, but I feel like if the Rockets were to somehow trade for LaMelo Ball, championships will ensue.
That is interesting. You want to bring LeVar here?
I want LeVar Ball talking about the Houston Rockets.
Wow.
Yes. Now, let me be clear on this. This is no rumors. This is wild. This is, I won't even call this speculation. This is literally just me playing 2K. And that is not, let me be clear. That is not a good way to evaluate players is through a video game. I mean, but I'm just saying, man, there's things to indicate that maybe LaMelo could be shipped out. The Hornets are in shambles. They're a bad franchise. You know, the Rockets arguably have a pretty big need at point guard, I would say. You know, Fred VanVleet's old and he's got to be replaced eventually. Maybe they don't believe in Ime Thompson fully. Reed Sheppard looked at more as a combo guard than a point guard. LaMelo Ball could make a lot of sense. I'm just saying. It could be fun.
So this is something that you bring this up, and I was going to ask you, you know, two-part question. One, where does Reed Sheppard fit into this Astros fit into this Rockets team this year? But the other question is, do we view Reed Sheppard with this team as an expendable asset in a trade if it's the right deal? I kind of feel like he would. Like, it's almost, and again, this is just my opinion, this draft was one that was very much talked about as like nobody really like looked as any cornerstone players in it. And I feel like the Rockets really went BPA. And it kind of would make sense if that right person pops up and it's like, okay, but we need Reed in this.
The only thing that, well, let me break this down. So to answer your question, it was a two-parter. Where do I see him fitting in on this team? First off, I think he is we drafted BPA, you're right, but I actually think they kind of filled a need with Reed Sheppard. This team lacked spacing for a lot of the year last year. Like, I don't care what their percentages are. Like, Jalen Green is not the most dependable three-point shooter. You're not getting spacing there. Jabari Smith, he got back to where we expected him, but even then, he's not like someone that's a world beater where you always have to respect, sure. But Reed Sheppard, that is a shot. Yeah. That is a guy, if he develops properly, you are going to have to respect him. That spacing will open up, and I think the Rockets desperately need that spacing. So as far as him being expendable, if he fits into this group and they click well and the chemistry flows, we're going to quickly see Reed Sheppard become one of the most important Rocket players. I even think it could happen his rookie season. Like, when you look at him and Ime Thompson, to me, they are the perfect. And again, I mentioned it earlier. It's going to depend on what they want to do with Ime Thompson. Do they want to, double down on him as a wing and just, have him just be a ball handling point forward, or do they want to develop him into the lead ball handler, the point guard of the future for this team? If they go the point guard route, I can't think of a better complement to his game than Reed Sheppard. They literally balance out each other's strengths and weaknesses.
I like that.
Flawlessly. So those two together in a backcourt, I really like the idea of.
It's a great second team.
Yeah. If they choose to go that route with Ime Thompson, which he was drafted as a point guard, logged most of his minutes at the 3 last year, so he probably settles in somewhere in between there. Either way, I've never been someone that's like, oh, there's only one ball. I hate like people who say that. I don't think they actually hoop that much, because I would love it if I could have 5 guys on the court at all times that can create their own shot, that can handle the ball well. I've never understood this. There's only one ball. I get where it's coming from. It's people who think that guys are just shot chuckers and that you can't have a bunch of shot chuckers on the team. But that's not what I see with these Rockets ball handlers. Like, I don't see a shot chucker with Ime Thompson. He's very much like, he'll take the shots that are given to him, efficient shots, and he'll distribute it out. He's going to hustle, play defense, like really good defense. And that's another thing too. The defense from last year was top 10. I don't know if you knew that. They were at a top 10 defense from last year. If they can continue that top 10 defense, improve on the offensive end, 50 wins is absolutely in the cards.
If you couldn't tell, Spence typically takes the lead during basketball season for basketball shows.
It's just the fact that the Rockets are back, man.
Yeah. Let me ask you a question. because I want to hear what your thoughts are on the ceiling for Reed Sheppard. Do you feel that he's kind of in this archetype of like a JJ Redick or like more like a Jamal Crawford type? Because I really like the thought of like him kind of reminding me of what a Jamal Crawford type could be, which again made a living in this league as a guy kind of playing exactly how you're talking about.
Yeah, I think one comparison I liked from scouts that I saw a lot during the draft process, not just because he's a white boy, but I love the comparison to Kirk Heinrich. I think that is a guy like throwback Kirk Heinrich for the Chicago Bulls. I think if we get Kirk Heinrich in Reed Sheppard, maybe just not as big, but maybe a better shooter, man, this team's going to be cooking because I think Reed Sheppard, you mentioned like the draft class not being the best. There's a lot of people that thought maybe Reed Sheppard could have even been the first overall pick over Risachet and Sarr. Reed Sheppard is who the Rockets said was on the top of their board, and they got the top of the guy. And most GMs are always going to say they got their number one guy on their board.
Listen, we have a little nice little insider on the Rockets, and that was actually confirmed that was a true statement, that he was the number one. Can't give away our sources, but we do have one.
So all in all, there's the one problem for the Rockets. I think it's going to be interesting, and it's honestly a good problem to have, is how do you work out this rotation, right? You've got the starting five I mentioned earlier, but you got Cam Whitmore, you've got Steven Adams, you've got
Steven Adams. I forgot
Tari Eason, right?
Back.
Like Jason Tate, longest tenured Rocket currently on the roster. He's still there. There's a lot of guys. Aaron Holiday just re-signed. So the Rockets have the potential.
Jeff Green's still there.
They have the potential to go 11 deep if they want to. I don't know if that's really conducive to good winning basketball, is having that many guys in your rotation. I prefer my number to be around 9 to 10 in the early part of the season. Get it closer to 8 to 7 as you get closer to the playoffs. But they really do have 10 guys that could be contributors on any NBA team, which is just crazy to think about how far this team has come in just 2 or 3 years. Like, the rebuild has been tough, but we're finally seeing the benefits and we're reaping what we sowed with the rebuild. And we'll see what happens this year.
Yeah, and I'm also very interested to see, because, I'm a big skeptic. If any of you guys like watching the AD stuff in the past, I'm a skeptic on Green, man. I just... He like you've said before, like he had one of the most mind-blowing stretches last year.
March Jalen Green's the best player of all time.
But, when things even out, smoke settles, we come back to earth.
Yeah.
Do we still want the person that we know that we're probably going to get a part of this team long term? And I personally would like to see him packaged to get, if we have the opportunity to get a bigger name. Again, I don't know if we would be able to get this guy, if this is a true thing. There's some rumors about this, because we'd give up people that we probably wouldn't want to. But Greek Freak has been rumored to be a potential target of some teams, and that reality could actually become like what the reality we live in.
Yeah, I think if Greek Freak were to ever leave Milwaukee, it's for the New York Knicks. Now, them getting Karl Anthony Towns, a few days ago.
Dallas is a lot of the things I've been seeing.
Yeah, I mean, I think it could go around.
There's two teams in Texas, baby.
Well, there's actually 3.
That matter. Sorry. let me specify.
Well, hey, you say that, but this isn't a Spurs segment, but Chris Paul and Wembanyama.
Yeah,
I don't know. That could be a lot of fun. Back to the Rockets. I think if the Rockets are going to go big game hunting at all, they start with the Suns, because we own the Suns' entire future now. If you missed it over the offseason, Rockets fans, we were previously cheering against the Brooklyn Nets. Now we are cheering against the Phoenix Suns. We've basically swapped what teams' picks we own all of. We own all of the Suns' picks now, so we need the Suns' downfall to happen fast and quick. And if it does happen, Greek Freak's not the name I think comes to H-Town.
KD?
It would be KD.
Really?
We saw that weird rumor from Woj Narowski at the beginning of free agency, saying that the Rockets were potentially positioning themselves to make a move for Kevin Durant.
Right.
That is pretty crazy, but you can't argue with the logic. They own Phoenix's future. They're banking on Phoenix blowing it up. And if Phoenix blows it up, the first team they have to have a conversation with is the team that owns their future, because if they want to tank properly, they need their picks.
Yeah, no, and that's fair. And you gotta assume Book's not going anywhere. I mean, he's too young.
At least not right now. But again, things change on a dime.
Fair.
No one saw Karl Anthony Towns getting traded to the Knicks coming. No one. That was a team that was just in the Western Conference Finals. And they trade away their second best player. Now, hot take again, not a Timberwolves segment. I actually think the Timberwolves are better now for that trade. I like what they did. But regardless, that's not a move you just make lightly.
No.
So these kind of moves can happen out of nowhere, but they typically are ones that we kind of maybe could have seen coming from a ways away. So maybe Greek Freak is someone that the Rockets could look at. I just don't think that's going to happen. I think he's got his sights set on other destinations, and the Rockets can look elsewhere for star talent.
Yeah, no, I agree.
And also, let's give these young guys a chance. I'm very much on board. Let's see where we're at in January before we start making trade proposals.
Jabari could set the world on fire like we want him to. There's a lot of things that could go on. Reed Sheppard and everybody that could play together. Just, I mean, again, we've seen crazier things happen. We really have.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't long ago that, we did, and again, a little bit different scenario, but there was a really young Oklahoma City team that went pretty far that I don't think anyone really thought that they were going to get as far as they did.
It's funny you mentioned that, because I think the vibes right now around the Rockets are very eerily similar to the vibes that you had around the Thunder this time a year ago. Everyone was saying, all right, this team, these young guys, they're finally groomed, they're finally seasoned, they're ready to perform. And we saw that the preseason favorite for Coach of the Year was Mark Daigneault, and he ended up winning the award because the Thunder did take that step forward. I haven't looked at where Ime Udoka sits right now, but it wouldn't surprise me at all if the Rockets have a similar surge ahead and completely blow all of our expectations out of the water in a good way, and they win a lot more games than we expect. I'm not saying anything crazy. I said 45. I'm going to stick to 45 and 37, but 50 plus would not shock me. It would be fun. It would surprise me, but it's within the realm of possibilities. I will say that.
So you're saying Cam Whitmore, if he's a sixth man, he's James Harden?
He very well could be. I'm talking about the Thunder from last year, like last year's Oklahoma City Thunder.
Right.
That band of young guys finally got the stage set for them, and they took advantage of it. I think the Rockets have a similar opportunity this year.
I'm kind of playing with what
I like
said
it
there a little bit.
Speak it into existence. Cam Whitmore, sixth man of the year.
Whoa, hey, dude, I think it would be great. Again, if you're a Houston sports fan and you watch, even if you don't watch basketball, I challenge you as somebody who hasn't enjoyed watching basketball over the past few years, unless it's the Rockets. This year could change your mind, even if you don't watch the Rockets here in Houston, because this is going to be a lot of fun, because we have seen this time and time again in the past. Hey, look at Texans fans. This is a great example. Last year, a team that was, before you drafted CJ, you did not think that this team was going to do what it did. But it was fun because it was a new coach, it was a revamped roster, and you had momentum coming into the season. And I think that there could be some similarities here. I think it's funny because Houston's kind of set up in all phases other than the Astros. So we'll talk about basically the two of the three big, name teams here in our market to kind of maybe do the same things. I'd love to see that.
Yeah, it's funny. We forget it because of all the success of the Astros over recent years, but the Rockets have been just as successful, only slightly less if you count up like pennants and championships. The Astros only have won one extra pennant than the Rockets have in their entire history. Now, like Western Conference championships count, like it's different terminology, but the Astros, they've got 5 pennants and 2 championships. The Rockets have 4 conference championships, 2 championships. So it doesn't feel like it, but the Rockets are just as successful of an organization as the Astros have been.
I'm smiling because I was waiting for you to go into a specific thing you like to go into when you start talking about Rockets playoff history. So, sorry.
Oh, no, I'm not doing that. The vibes are high right now.
Dude, it is.
The vibes are high right now.
It's
no, we're not talking about 2018.
There it is. Hey.
Damn you.
Sorry.
Scott Foster.
Scott Foster. Hey, listen, it's going to be great. I hope everybody here in Houston is excited. You should be excited, and we obviously are excited to watch it. So, guys, make sure you stay tuned to AD, locked in here on ESPN. Make sure you guys have notification bell turned on for our podcast side, so whenever we do drop one, you can check it out. We do appreciate everyone who's been watching, and please make sure you always remember to like, make sure you go over to our channel, subscribe, and to drop a comment below. Let us know what you think. Give us your takes, and let us know your predictions below on what you think the Houston Rockets record is going to be at the end of the year. And let us know if you think that they're going to make it into the playoffs and how far. We'd really appreciate it. So this is another one, Athletic Decline on ESPN 97.5.
Y'all take it easy.
You made it till the end of the video. We appreciate you continuing to support us by showing your love and watching the video. If you haven't, please make sure you like the video below so that we know that we did a good job. And if we didn't, there's a comment section for a reason. Let us know what you didn't like, or if you have some suggestions. We are always open to listening to you guys because we are by the fans, for the fans. And if you would please do us a favor and go to our YouTube channel at Athletically Declined Sports and hit us a subscribe. You guys can check out all the shows that we have going on during the week. Appreciate you guys. We'll see y'all in the next video.